Hi, this is Maddie Anthus. I'm the Associate Director in the Center for Student Success, and this video is part of the Virtual Advisor Training Series. This video will go into how to use PAWS as an advisor. When you log into PAWS, you'll get a screen that looks like this. To see your advisees, click Advisor Center. When you click your Advisor Center, you'll get a screen that looks like this. Because I don't want to share my students' IDs or names, I've blocked them out, but your screen should look similar. If you click on View Student Details, it will take you to a screen that looks like their Student Center. And if you click their name, it allows you to email the student directly. Under Midterm Assessment, if it says Needs Review, that means the student has received a caution or unsatisfactory. That link takes you right to their grades page. If you see this symbol to the left of View Student Details, that means the student has a hold or a service indicator on their account. If you'd like to see what their holds are, you can either go to their Student Center or click right on that symbol. It will take you to a page that lists the service indicators. If the student has an advising hold, that's where you can click it and release it as their advisor. Note that this is just numbers 1 through 10 of my advisees, and since I have more than 10, I'd have to either click View All or this right arrow to see more students. Something else to note is that if you want to email all of your advisees, you can click Notify All Advisees. This will take you to a page that allows you to email them directly through PAWS. You could do this, or what I do is I copy and paste all of those email addresses into Gmail, and that gives me a little more control over my email settings. When you click View Student Details, it will take you to a page with this menu at the top. When I show you my PAWS account, I want to preserve my students' anonymity, so I will be scrolling down so this view won't be possible. But so you know, I will be going through all of these options: Student Center, General Info, Transfer Credit, Academics, and Advising Tools. As I said, I've scrolled down a little bit so that you can see the student's information. And this is not my advisee, but I'm showing you this student as an example. On the left-hand side, you can see the student's class schedule and their shopping cart. If they've added any classes for the upcoming semester, you can view them here. To get to this page, you'll have to select the term. So for this example, I've selected Spring 2021, and here are the classes that this student has added to their shopping cart. I tell students to have classes in their shopping cart before they meet with me, and I can review their shopping cart before they come to their appointment. That way, we both have access to this, and we can look at all the classes they're interested in for the upcoming semester. In the center is the student's schedule, and on the right-hand side is some useful information. If the student has any holds, they would appear here. Holds prevent the student from registering for their classes for the next semester. If it's an advising hold, then you as the advisor need to release that hold in order for the student to register for classes. You can also view the student's shopping cart appointment, which means when they can start adding classes to their shopping cart, or their enrollment appointment. Note that the enrollment appointment only says the date here, but students are given a specific time that they can enroll in classes. If you click on details, you're able to see. I selected the term of Spring 2021 to show you what it looks like to view their appointment. Their shopping cart appointments are at the top, and again, that's when the shopping cart opens, but their enrollment appointment is here in the center. In order to register for classes for the spring semester, this student can start enrolling on November 9th at 1:50 p.m. At the bottom, you'll also see their advisor, and if they have any special advisors, like an athletics advisor or an EOF advisor or a secondary advisor, that would appear here as well. This dropdown on the left in the Student Center has a lot of important information and tools. I'll be going into the academic requirements report and the what if report on a separate video. Those are both really important tools to use as an advisor, but this video would be too long if I did all of those at once. The first thing I'm going to show you is course history. When you go into course history, you can see a list of all of the courses that the student has received credit for or is currently taking. It automatically sorts them by course name, and you can see the term they took the class and the grade they received. The yellow diamond means they are currently taking it. The check mark means they've received credit, and this arrow means that it's transfer credit. This page is useful to give you a quick snapshot of their grades. If you need to reference something, it can be helpful to use this tool instead of an unofficial transcript. Or if you need to see if a student has taken a class more than once, the fact that you can sort by course makes that really easy to find. I'm back in the Student Center now, and I'm going to show you grades. Note that it took me automatically to the current semester, but if you want to see grades from a different term, you can click Change Term. This student doesn't have any official grades yet because it's still the middle of the semester, but you can see midterm grades by clicking this option here. This student has received 3 satisfactories, and if there was any notes from the instructor, they would appear here on the right. The last thing I'm going to show you is the transfer credit report. The transfer credit report shows you the different credits that students have transferred in. Under course credits, this is where you see credits from other institutions. For example, this student has credits from Rutgers University. It shows you the incoming course code, the description of the course at the other institution, and how it transferred in as well. If the student has test credits, they'll appear under test credits. You can look under test ID to see the type of test it is and how it transferred into TC&J. General info is where you would go to release a hold for a student. This also shows demographic information, and I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to show the students information, but if you want to see their student groups or if they have any holds, this is where you would go. The next thing I'm going to show you is transfer credit. This is a different view of all of the different transfer credits that the student has received. Once again, it's split into course and test credits. When you scroll down, you can see all of their test results in one place. Just note that you only see the first 5 results in this list. So if a student has more than 5, like this student does, you either have to click View All or scroll over with the arrow. The next tab I'm going to show you is this Academics tab. In Academics, you can see an overview of the different semesters that the student has been at TC&J and the programs in which they're enrolled. On the left-hand side at the top, you'll see their school, and on the right, you'll see their program. You'll also see their status. So this is where you would see if a student is active, like this one is, or if they're on a leave of absence, if they were dismissed, or if they've graduated. Their plan tells you their major, and this is also where you could see if they have a specialization or a minor. If you scroll down, you can see that on the left-hand side, there are different semesters. You can select a different semester to see what classes they were enrolled in and their grades for that semester. If you scroll all the way down, you can see their GPAs by term and a cumulative GPA. For instance, this student in spring of 2020, these are their courses. The student received 4 A's. And this semester, since they received 4 A's, they got a 4.0. And their cumulative GPA is a 3.9. It's very impressive. You can go from semester by semester to see what they're enrolled in. If you go to the current semester, as you see, there is no grade, but you can see their current cumulative GPA at the bottom. You can also see the student's academic standing and their term academic level. So at the start of this term, they were a freshman, and at the end, they were a sophomore. The student was also enrolled full-time. The last thing I will show you is this Advising Tools tab. This Advising Tools tab collects some useful links for you as an advisor. Once again, the academic requirements page and what if report, which I'll show you in a different video. The transfer credit report, which I showed you earlier, course history, and you can also view an unofficial transcript. On the right-hand side, you can see the student's advisor and their evaluator. The evaluator is who, in records and registration, evaluates the transfer credits and applies them to the student record. If you want to add a comment, this is where you would do so, but just note that the student viewable comment is viewable by the student. Here are the transfer credit evaluators in records and registration. Underneath their names, you can see the different areas that each of them cover. If you have questions about how courses in your area transfer in, you can contact your evaluator. That was a brief overview of how to use PAWS as an advisor. If you have any questions, make sure you check the Records and Registration website. Their advising resources page has really great PAWS tutorials. I'm also happy to answer any questions, and my email address is on the screen. Or if you'd like to schedule a one-on-one advising discussion, my booking link is at the bottom.